All right, all right. Hold on a second. We are back, and I am super excited that we are. All right, good. Power off. Okay, I have to power off. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. God bless. It is a motivational Monday. It is Monday, May the 15th, 2023, 17 minutes after the hour. Welcome. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. That's with Cindy J. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. The chat room is wide open, or you can call in. The number's 570-982-6950. We're broadcasting live on all social media platforms this morning. Please like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Blessings to everyone out there. We truly appreciate each and every one of you guys for listening. This is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, like we say each and every day, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. And like the young folks say, facts. This is where you get your morning started right. Cindy J, good morning. God bless you. You're looking great this morning. It's good to see you. Blessings to you and your family. Happy Mother's Day. God bless you. And how are you, young lady?
Wow, thanks so much for that, Shawn. I'm a little thrown off just because my light just went out, but I'll fix that in a moment. But good morning to everybody. Happy belated Mother's Day to anybody I didn't speak to yesterday. It is so great to be back with you guys. And of course, as you know, we have a great show for you today. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I will let you know what has been happening in Hollywood and entertainment news. We're also going to have front page news with Senny Che, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that and just be here because we've been gone.
Right.
So just stay.
Right. So please stay and please like and share. And thank you so much. We are super excited to be here this morning on a motivational Monday. Cindy J, I'd like to say happy Mother's Day to you and all the mothers in the chat room, and God bless each and every one of you guys. Now, I want to start. We're just going to jump right into this. Cindy J, guess what? I want to thank everybody who came out to the Comedy in Harlem event last Thursday. We truly appreciate all you guys for coming out, and thank you so much. But Cindy,
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
was
Sean. I'm trying to get my charger. Go
yeah,
ahead.
don't worry. I was after the show Thursday. We went down to the fish spizzot, the spizzot,
The fish spot.
the fish spot next to the Comedy in Harlem. And one of the young ladies was there that was attending the show, and we was waiting for our order. And she was a very nice woman, and we were talking. And they had an event going on in the restaurant, CJ, and it was for the younger folks. And when I mean younger folks, like I mean, well, these are adults. Like these were like folks in the, I don't know, like late 20s and 30s, like that, like your age group, CJ.
Okay.
And Cindy J, once again, it's the same old story that I'm gonna share again. One of the young ladies, Cindy J, uh, looked at me and she gave me a little, you know what I'm saying, like, "What's good, Unc?"
What?
Like, oh wow. Once again, I just want to feed my ego a little bit on a motivational Monday, CJ. I'm a happily married man. Y'all all know that. But CJ, the youngsters was she called me Unc in a seductive kind of like sexy kind of way.
Like she was trying to hit on you?
I don't know if she was trying to hit on me or get, pick up some of the tartar sauce that was behind me.
Not pick up some of the hot sauce.
Yeah, they got the hot sauce and the tartar sauce over there when you make your order. I don't know. But I was like, okay. And I want to give it up to all the middle-aged men like myself or damn near elderly that are still, the young girls are pushing up. And Cindy, I felt for the 14th time in the last 10 years that the youngins is out there still hollering at your boy. So give me a round of applause.
I'm not going to give you a round of applause for that. We're just going to
Give
have
me
to
a
work.
round of applause that, no way I can compete with these young ladies, no question about it. But round of applause for me for the youngin hitting on me, I think, in the fifth spit act after the comedy show. So and then sitting, of course, they were all in the back in the restaurant, smoking a hookah. You can hear all the trap music playing. Uh,
Oh, they was getting it in over
oh
there.
yeah, oh yeah. The restaurant is made in a U shape. So when you walk in one entrance, you order your food. But there's another entrance where you can walk to the back of the restaurant and around the bend of the restaurant. And there's a whole other thing going on. And the young folks had a party.
Oh.
And the number one chat room, fellas, if you're a middle-aged guy like your boy Harvey, and these little youngins is trying to holler at you.
Well, DJ Tall Guy's trying to throw a shot at you. He over there talking about unk means old man. But I think DJ Tall Guy, it's like a term of endearment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're
I,
not old, but
right,
you're older. I
right.
think that's what unk means to me. Like, nobody's trying to call you old.
Listen, man, I think you're right. Unk is a term of endearment. Listen, my wife calls me unk, but I I rather be called unk than old head. You know what I mean?
I can't right now. And that is the funniest thing I've heard in my whole entire life.
Thank you.
Like, how did she say it?
Yeah, she be like, "What up, unk?" Yeah, she be like, "Yo, unk, dinner ready." I be like, "All right."
How many unks does does Tiny get per day? How many, like, you letting this slide? Because I kind of feel like it's almost like when my kids call me bro. I'm like, listen, you got two bros this week, okay? And that's probably because you, like, caught me on an off chance. You know what I'm saying? I probably just smoked or something. Don't be calling me bro.
Right. Uh,
So,
yeah,
or
like I
you
said,
don't care, or you like it. It's like babe to you now. How
yeah.
long has this been going on?
Uh, whatever, Cindy. And then Cindy, it's a joke. She don't call me on.
Oh.
Just using my joke skills.
I think she does. I think she does do it. It's okay. That's like
Now,
funny.
my
It's like
whole
a
thing
joke between
is,
you
like I
guys.
said, I'd rather be called unk than old head. Okay. I think old head is very disrespectful. I think I went down to Philly. They do a lot of that in Philly. I got off the stage. Yo, old head. You was fun. Yo, I'm not old head, bro.
I'm weak.
Call me unk. Don't call me old head. I don't like old head.
I know old head.
And
That
let's
sounds
put
a
a
little
pause. And let's
weird.
put a pause on old head.
I don't know. I think
But
it's a guy thing.
fellas in the chat room, welcome to the show, man. We're so super excited to be here this morning. Fellas in the chat room, if you in that unk window like myself, uh, you could call I could be an unk on steroids.
How
Uh,
old is the unk? I've never called a guy unk.
yeah,
That's like not in my vernacular, but how old do you have to be? Like
I
your
good
age?
question. I think unk age gotta start about 45, 50.
45? Okay.
40, 45 to 60, definitely. I think guys in the chat room. What's the good question with CJ? What is age? What's that window? I say 45 to 100 years old.
40.
Welcome to the show, guys. Any place where you get your boy to start right. And like at the comedy show, there was a bunch of women my age and my age range, and in a loving way, I called them all aunties.
Oh, I'm
because
gonna share the show.
that's also the new movement as well. So let's throw two bonus questions out there, guys, before we get into the show. And thank you so much. Please like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team, only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right? You already know this. What's the window age, ladies, to be called the acceptable age and a respectable way to be called auntie? Because that's the new move. Because I've been out for a few years, and now it has trickled down to auntie. And don't get it twisted. I think all you women out there are sexy and beautiful aunties, regardless. Because I think sometimes, again, it seems like almost a disrespect that you call a woman of a certain age auntie. But that's the way these streets are moving right now. So, what are the acceptable window time for the window age for auntie? And what is the acceptable window time for Unc on a motivational Monday? I say Unc is from 45 to 73 years. Uh, what are your thoughts? As a matter of fact, let me go into City. Are you still there? Uh, what are your thoughts in the chat room? Let me see what's going on before we get into the show. And thank you so much for tuning in. We truly appreciate you. But
Sean, can you still hear me?
yeah, City, what is the acceptable age of auntie? I said Unc is 45 to 73, maybe to 100. And listen, auntie is a new movement as well. Like I said at the comedy show recently, I saw some of my beautiful soul sisters in the building. And I looked over at the crowd and them and I said, let's give it up for our beautiful aunties. And they received it in a pleasurable way, because the way I delivered it, it was in a loving way, of course. Cindy, so we got a bonus question out there. I'm not in the chat room at the moment. What is the acceptable age in a loving way to call a young a woman auntie? Because that's the new term of endearment in these streets. And what's the window time age for a man to be called?
I mean, I wouldn't say in their maybe late, because I see a lot of people use it like for women in like their late 40s, early 50s, but I think like around there, I guess the same age, like in their like late 40s, early 50s, depending on the person. But there's a lot of young people, they be calling themselves grandma now. And I don't know. I think they're just trying to like maybe reclaim the connotation around these words. Um, but like the negative connotation, I guess, of being like older, I guess, with this by giving it like a cool kind of younger term. But that's fine. I think 50s for both. I think 50s.
Ladies in the chat room, have you been called auntie yet? Put a number one chat room, ladies, if you've been in a loving way. And if you've been called auntie, how do you feel about that? Cindy put a high marker for the women's, as you noticed, she said the acceptable age for folks to be calling women aunties is about late 50s or in the 50s. Uh,
Yes. Yeah, in your 50s, late 40s, I think late,
Cindy,
like
if
49.
Cindy, if a youngin came over to you and you're like a senior youngin, uh, and called you auntie, how would you feel about that, CJ?
I feel like no. I'm trying to think if anybody ever called me auntie, except maybe my friends, but they said that in reference to like something that I was wearing, and she was like, "I know you're not coming outside looking like auntie with me right now."
Oh my God! Yeah.
I was like, she was talking about the shoes I had on. I was like, these are auntie shoes. She was like, yes, very much giving auntie right now, and I could. We
Oh
died
my!
laughing. I was like, I guess I'm gonna be auntie tonight because this is what I got.
Oh my God! But how did you feel when your little baddie friends said you had auntie shoes on?
It stung a little bit, but I didn't care. I don't care about labels. Stuff like
I,
that
I
doesn't get to me.
I look at it this way: if you calling me uncle, like the young lady called me uncle, I think it's not only is it a term of endearment, I think that it's also a barometer in life. Obviously, right? You live to a certain age to be called unc or auntie. I think it's a good thing. It depends on how you deliver it.
But you know what? Like that does happen. Like I seen Kathy Garrison. She said that her daughter is 40 and the young teens, I guess, call her auntie. I've had younger girls say that to me, like my daughter's friends. But like, um, I think the younger the person is from you that says it to you, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's like if it's your peer saying it to you, I feel like it's kind of like a a little more of a sting than like Somebody that's like a whole generation younger
Right,
than you.
right. Like, so if a 7-year-old call you auntie, you go with that.
Yeah, that's
But if,
appropriate.
right, but if a 40-year-old call you auntie, and you're not even 40, if a 40-year-old call, it's time to fight.
I'm depressed. I'm depressed. I'm slitting my wrist. It's a whole thing.
But see, are you prepared, because you are literally a few years away from auntie status?
Why you gotta say a few years, Shawn?
You are fast tracking right to auntie.
I got like a good,
You got
probably like 10, 15, 10.
you was about to make me curse on this show. You do not have 10 years to be auntie. Trust me.
Yes,
You
I got
got
like
about
10 years.
700 more days to go, and
And
you're an auntie. You got Cindy, you got an auntie face right now.
Why do you have to take it there? I
Cindy,
can't right
Cindy,
now
I'm
with
just
this
this person. I'll just keep it real. Listen,
Okay,
you right.
Unc.
I
Maybe you should
accept
throw
that.
back on them glasses you had on a minute ago. Why you
Oh,
take those
really?
off, Unc?
Really, Cindy? Really? Cindy, I'm already an unk. It doesn't make a difference. I'm good. I'm just want to make sure your acceptance level is okay for when you go into your auntie realm. That's all. You right around the corner. Put a number one in the chat room if you guys think Cindy J is fast tracking right to auntie. Put a number two if she's not. Let the masses. Let the
You
masses
guys
decide.
you don't have to chime in on this one. It's perfect. You don't have to chime in on this. You should put one in the chat room if you think that Shawn has been coming into his Unc status gracefully. Put a one
I
if you think he has, and put a two if you think he hasn't. You don't
listen.
have to.
You don't have to worry about that. I tell you right now. I've fallen deep into unk. Like I live in Unkville.
You're the president of the Uncs?
Yeah,
Of the
I'm
Unk
the
chapter in Bethlehem?
right. I'm the longshoreman rep of the Unk Local 415 in Pennsylvania. I know I'm an Unk.
Okay.
Uh,
Unc.
Put a number
And
one chat room if
and
you.
I'll be auntie in about 10 to 15 years.
Cindy, I will give you that. Okay, so you're an apprentice auntie right now. Would that be safe to say?
Not an auntie in training. I'm an auntie in waiting.
You
Wow.
you like the Prince Charles of aunties. Just waiting. Hey
Yo,
fellas,
yes.
hey
And
fellas, put a number one in the chat room if you proud to be an unk right now. Like okay, like let's see, Michael Grasky, right, our beloved. He's an unk. He's got to
why
be.
you just throwing Mike in it?
Mike's an unk. He's an unk. Princess Cox, no pause, black or heart, unk. He's an unk.
I wouldn't. Prentice. Prentice is in there? They be calling you Unc, bro?
Yo, it got to be. The Godfather of Solar, unk. Got to be, unk. No question about it. DJ Young enough, super unk. Got to be.
I
Is my
know.
beloved is my beloved nephew Lee Scott a unk? I don't think Lee Scott's an unk yet. I think he's like a year or two away from being unk. Because Lee calls me unk. He can't be an unk if he's calling me one.
Them kids he driving on the bus, they calling him Unc. Except I don't know. That might not be like a Texas thing. That might be just like a New York slang.
Hey, good point.
I don't think they're saying Unc all over the country.
Yo,
I don't
good.
think they're getting down like that in LA. I mean, I don't know, but
Well, you do make a good point because all the dope slang started in the East Coast anyway. Has it traveled to other regions of the country? You're right. We don't know. I guess down in Texas it has to be because Lee Scott, our beloved, he calls me Unc. I don't think Lee's a Unc yet. I'm gonna take it back. Is Princess a Unc?
I think
We gotta
I think he's
figure
more
that
of
one.
a bro.
Princess, have you ever been called Unc?
I don't think he's in the chat room. I think he gave up on us. That's
Uh,
hilarious.
well, don't give up on us, guys. We are back, and thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. I ain't even gonna get into that whole thing about giving up, but we just gonna go right into the show and do what we do uh, each and every morning. And we are back, and we truly appreciate you guys. All right, so Cindy, let's move on. Um,
Oh yeah, shout out to Lydia. Sorry, I just seen her in the chat room. It was her pre-birthday shenanigans this weekend. So I want to give a big shout out to her because she was the reason I was knocked out on Mother's Day. So thank you for that, Lydia. I hope you had a great time. Fun was had by all.
well, well, shout out to Lydia and Ghost, and they also invited me to the event that you guys had, and of course I couldn't. I had a show, but I do appreciate uh, 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 this the young lady and her husband for inviting me. I'm glad that you went to their event, and I know that all of y'all are close friends with each other. And I guess so that explains why when I reached out to you yesterday to wish you happy Mother's Day, there was no response.
I know. I'm so sorry,
That's
Sean.
fine.
Thank
That's
you.
fine.
Thank you. Thank you immensely, tremendously. Special shout out to Mama Harvey. Happy Mother's Day to her. She called me.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of calls yesterday. I'm sorry about that, but I was truly relaxing. So I can
Like,
be ready for you guys here today.
well, let's clap for that.
I knew when I didn't answer the text that you felt my sentiments.
Yeah, I sent it and kept it pushing because after a few hours, I was like, I know something's up. It's something has to be up. I don't know, but I'm glad that you guys had a good time. Did you have a good time with Lydia and Ghost and the whole crew?
Yes, she had like a nice little group. Larry and Danielle, they were there, and
Oh yeah.
a couple of other of her close friends, and shout out to her nephew that came. We were all hanging out, and it was a good time. It was really dope.
Well, and this is what the show is all about. We all connect with each other, and this is just a prime example of it. And shout out to the Godfather of Solar. He came on down to the comedy show the other night. We took some pictures up. We put it on the board. We had great time. Then shout out to Bernadette. She came on out. Thank you so much. Not the Bernadette that on the podcast, with up to the other Bernadette. So we truly appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming out. All right, Cindy, let's get into and get into what we do each and every morning. We're on YouTube this morning as well, guys. We're on all social media platforms. We'll be back on the podcast platforms in a few months, and we truly appreciate you. All right, so Cindy, let's get into the show. We truly appreciate you guys, and we are super excited to be here. All right, Cindy, what you got, man? Let's do some. Matter of fact, Cindy, let's do some front page news. How about that? Uh, and then we
Yes, Sean, I'm gonna do the front page news. Hold on 1 second.
what? What did she say? Everybody, did Cindy say something? Um, and one more thing, I like to say, and we talk about it when we do the sports. There was yesterday. Oh, okay, back. All right, cool. All
Were you about to? No,
right.
I
Oh yeah, you already
I had
know.
to run to the door.
Yeah, you already know. I could talk my ass off.
Yeah, let me
Yeah, I'm gonna let you
let
live.
me save them from that.
Okay,
But
thank you.
sorry, were you about to say something?
No, go ahead. Shout out to everyone in the chat room: Wendy Gonzalez, Kathy Garrison. We truly appreciate you. Randy Montgomery, thank you so much. The ambassador of the chat room, Vanetta George, and congratulations on Vanetta George and her daughter and the prom. And I saw these pictures on social media. And blessings to you and your whole family over there.
Yeah, her daughter was killing it. I love prom. It's making me so anxious for my own daughters, even though hers is a few years away, but it's so much pressure. I remember my prom like it was yesterday. Every time I see like the pictures and everything like that. So I know it's very high pressure. So but she killed it. Good job, Vanetta. And Danielle. I think Danielle was there too. So shout out.
Awesome. Good.
Um what has been captivating going on in the internet? Hey, you guys, with Sunny, I'm here with Sunny Says, and what has really been, well, what I've been following that has been unfolding for like the past week, Brian McKnight and his situation with his, look at me saying biological, but like with his kids that he had in his previous marriage and his current kids. um I guess there's always been this ongoing beef, like underlying, like the last, I guess I would say 5 or 6 years, maybe a little bit before that. But supposedly what sparked all this is Brian McKnight had went on Instagram because he had bought his daughter a vehicle, a daughter with his current manager. He bought her a vehicle and he went on about how she was like the light of his life and the best daughter that anybody could ever ask for and everything like that. So somebody did, I guess, a deep dive, to find out Brian McKnight's other kids. Like I don't even think about Brian McKnight. So I don't even know how many kids he had, who he had them with, whatever. So I guess they did a deep dive and they found that he has other kids. He has like 3 other kids, but he has 2 from his previous marriage. I think her name is Brianna, and then he has a son, Brian McKnight Jr. But he has another little baby that was just born that he named Brian McKnight Jr. as well, where he said, "You are the one true son of my legacy," and like all this stuff. So it was coming off very strange. Like, why are you disowning your first set of kids? And they're Black. And the new set of kids that he has, I think his wife is like some type of Hispanic or Hawaiian or something like that. So, so everybody's like, "Oh, you got your little light skinned kids, and now everything is great." Like, you forgot about the Black kids. His oldest daughter, I think she had filed a lawsuit against him back in the day for defamation, and that was settled out of court. So recently, because all of this has been blowing up on Twitter, blowing up on the social media blogs, Brian McKnight came out the other day with a statement. Did you see this online, Shawn?
No, that, that's
Like,
why I listen to the show.
where do you go when you're on the internet? Can you just like, you never see any of the viral stuff. You're like,
No, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm here to be entertained by you, like everybody else. I'm listening like everybody else is listening to you. This is exciting.
so Brian McKnight went to social media. He did like this whole, if you guys want to go over there and check out his social media, he did a whole like 4-slide video getting into depth about why this is all BS and he doesn't care about them. Essentially, he just said, "I don't give a F about them kids, and I'm with my wife and my kids and I'm happy." Okay. He's unapologetic about his love for his wife, Leilani, and their blended family. At the same time, he's also unmoved by the internet's concerns over his estrangement from his biological children. The caption on his first post says, "There's been no abandonment, no made up story, no false statements, and no defamation." He says there has been a lot of discussion online lately. And when he's saying this, he's like so calm, like cool and collected. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of eerie, like a little creepy. Okay.
Hold on, let me stop you. Where's he saying this? On social
On
media?
Instagram.
Okay.
He said there has been a lot of discussion online lately and talk about my family on social media. Typically, I prefer not to give attention to the internet trolls, but now my family is being harassed online and accosted in public, apparently because some people can't handle seeing my happily ever after. Coming after me is one thing, but the moment you come after my wife and our children is another story, because even more important to me than defending my name is defending and protecting them. This isn't the first time Brian has responded to internet trolls who've dragged him. Nearly a week ago, he shared screenshots of past posts from him and Leilani that feature his biological children in photos, because Brian was basically saying, like, listen, we used to be an all big happy family. And then these kids decided to feel some type of way and, cause a rift in the family. I mean, that's basically the gist of it. You know, people online are like, please take us out the group chat
Right.
and all of this. A lot of people are feeling like this is narcissistic behavior from Brian McKnight. I kind of agree because they want to, you know, put out there so much like their side of the story and how they're not
He is
wrong.
the
I
one
mean,
who is.
at the end of the day, I feel like as a parent, you have the burden of the responsibility to make sure that everything stays together. Like if there is genuine estrangement, okay, but for you to go in depth and double down on the fact that you're like they don't mean anything to you, I don't think that that's something you need to say publicly. You know, like as a parent, like making statements like you're the best daughter I've ever had and you clearly have other children, that's horrible. You don't
Let's see.
have to be
Let's see.
horrible.
Let's see if we can hear this, Cindy.
For their own benefit. I make absolutely no apologies for naming my infant son Brian. I want him and the world to know that he is the one who is my true legacy. So I'll be over here, continuing to love and protect my wife and our children as we continue to love our life. I never abandoned anyone. Our estrangement was mutual, but those posts made any roads towards reconciliation and acknowledging them a dead issue. And I changed my will the next day. I've spent
You're playing
the
it
last 30 plus
from the
years
back.
building a recognized, respected,
Can you hear this?
and ironically,
Yeah,
there
but you have to go to the first slide. You're playing it from backwards.
Uh,
Brian McKnight here.
sorry. Thank you.
There's been a lot of discussion online lately about how I talk about my family on social media. Typically, I prefer not to give attention to the internet trolls. But now my family is being harassed online and accosted in public, apparently because some people can't handle seeing my happily ever after. Coming after me is one thing, but the moment you come after my wife and our children, it's another story. Because even more important to me than defending my name is defending and protecting them. I want to address some of these recent discussions. There is a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them. Instead, I post about the children with whom I do have relationships, with whom I am proud of. Brian is not here. There has been a lot.
You guys heard what he said? He said he doesn't have a relationship with his other children, so he don't post them.
Apparently, because some people can't handle seeing my happily ever after. Coming after me is one thing, but the moment you come after my wife and our children, it's another story. Because even more important to me than defending my name is defending and protecting them. I want to address some of these recent discussions.
Go ahead, Brian.
There is a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them.
He said the children that he's currently not in relationships with, he don't post about them.
But not here. There's been a lot of discussion online lately about how I talk. I never abandoned it.
Now
I
here's the
never
second
abandoned
reaction.
anyone. Our estrangement was mutual, but those posts made any roads towards reconciliation and acknowledging them a dead issue.
So my question, Cindy, my question is: you said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last thing that you said. So his kids also made post about the way they feel about their father and not acknowledging their existence in his life. Uh, he said, listen, one thing I do give him credit for, Cindy J. This is, man, Cindy J. This dude, boy, was he brutally honest.
He's trash.
Right. You can form your opinion as you should, and it's yours. But you gotta admit that this guy was brutally honest about his relationship status with his children. He said he don't have no relationship with them. He don't post them. Yes, was it kind of was that hurtful? I guess yes. I I don't know, but see, we don't know what the relationship is with his children, his previous kids. It could city. There are some parents out here that don't have relationships with their mother and fathers. It's just the reality. It happens to be that this is a superstar, a beloved entertainer in our community. You use the word narcissist. I don't know if that's the case, but you do. There are relationships out here with children, with parents that are exchanged, that are there's a disconnect, and he's acknowledging that. I mean, doing it this way, and maybe that could be questionable.
He could have said that same statement, but without being so uh like like negative about it and like putting them down. He could have made that same statement without saying all that stuff that he said.
Now I get the narcissism part because yeah, like one of his older son is named Brian McKnight Jr. And then he named the other baby Brian McKnight the third. I guess I don't know. I think that's kind of weird.
No, he named him Brian McKnight Jr. He's not the third. He's
okay. Well, yeah, I think that's kind of weird. So listen,
like you're trying to erase, like you try to erase what you already have created, sir. Like just let the estrangement be the estrangement, but you going out of your way to make it known that yes, this is my only daughter. This is like it's strange to the public. And maybe we would have had time to adjust to this if social media was big back in the 90s, okay? When you were coming out and to say it, it's not going to be received well. The majority of your base is Black women, so they're already about to be going in on you about how you probably treated your first wife. Because then his first wife, she put out like this, after all this stuff started, she put out a video where she's just like, there's like this music, like real like island vibey music playing in the background. And she's like, hey, y'all. I just want to send love and light to everybody. You know, we go through things, but we come out on the other side. And she doesn't address him at all. She was like, I just want to let y'all know we're good over here. Like, so everybody's like, that is a woman who's been through stuff. She's been through something, she's healed from it, and she is over it. So the fact that you want to keep harboring on the fact that this is your family, these are your kids, and da 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 da, like we don't see that you have a whole other family is just crazy to us. It's wild, Brian.
And you know, you're absolutely right. We just see all the drama just play out on social media. Was he
and how
wrong?
do you think Black women feel? You know, Black women already don't like to see y'all dating outside your race.
Whoa,
okay?
Whoa.
And
you don't. Whoa. You don't like to see Black women dating outside their race. Don't say about all Black women.
That's a recurring theme. That's what people say. So for you to go out and like double down on that, your public is not gonna like that. I'm just saying. Coming from a public relations standpoint, for an urban singer in the urban community, what do you think they're gonna say about you?
Yeah, Cindy, I do agree with you, no doubt about it. But I do respect his honesty. He really was like, I don't have any relationships with these kids. I started a whole new movement, and I love these kids. Yes, was he insensitive to the fact that he's saying that his daughter is his number one only daughter when he has another daughter out there? Yes. I don't agree with that. I mean, this should, even if there's an estrangement or just something that's just the relationship has fractured, at least acknowledge like, hey, you know what, these are my other kids, but I do love these kids now, and this is what it is. You're right. Public relations, this is might not be good for Brian McKnight, since all 90% of your fan base are African American women. But I still have to go back to he was definitely brutally, hold on, he was definitely brutally honest. And just like you say all the time, African American women, right? You mentioned that in your statement, Cindy J. So I'm gonna keep going with that.
Depending
African
on
Amer-
what you're about to say, but go ahead, you can continue.
African African American women are still gonna buy the tickets. They're still going to the concerts. They love Brian McKnight. Look at this guy. This guy is. I wish I had Brian McKnight's face. City, if someone gave you 2 free tickets right now to a Brian McKnight concert down the block in Bethlehem, you're going. You're
No,
going.
I'm not.
You're going.
No,
And that's with and we still got to remember that.
this just happened last week. So Brian put out a concert today. Let's see what we gonna do. But the only thing that is saving him is because isn't he a producer or is that's Babyface? I get the both of them mixed up a lot. But Brian McKnight is probably producing some stuff too. So he's gonna still make his money off the back end, whatever. Even if he probably doesn't do concerts, he'll probably write for somebody and we won't know because it'll be sung by somebody else. But you on the hit list right now, bro. I don't think anybody wants to see anything from Brian McKnight. Will there be people? Yeah, of course. There are plenty of people that side with him and are on his side, of course, that are like, yo, because people share the sentiment. Like, we have kids, but they're not ours. Like, these, ask who do you always use, Shawn? Ask the Melendez parents if they give a damn about their kids. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get that. But I think it's just shocking to see because come on, the only Brian we know is that we're starting back at one Brian. You know what I'm saying? The lovey-dovey Brian. So for
He,
us to see on the back end that you over here disowning your family, your whole black
Cindy,
family,
he's
it's
still
crazy.
Cindy, he's still the lovey-dovey Brian. He's just doing it with a whole nother family. He got rid of,
David,
he got rid of the first family, started another one. I've done that. I mean, I did. Of course, I acknowledged my children, my previous children, but I left a family for another family. He that's what he did. The problem with him is he's not acknowledging that he doesn't have any kids. That's the issue. We don't know the backstory. The baby mother might be out of her mind. These kids might be crazy. I don't know because sometimes these kids have a meltdown too, and dads don't want to be around these kids. I say that. I don't want to say that, but it's the truth. So there must be a backstory. You just said the ex-wife is playing Allen music in the background. She got stands and little flamingos behind her, talking about she's at peace. It's a lot. Is Brian McKnight a narcissist? I don't know about that. Is Brian McKnight a man who's like, yo, I'm moving on? You can see, yes, he's moving on. He got this whole family. If you go on his Instagram page, he's showing that wife nothing but love. Uh, Nothing but love. They had a baby. What do you want this guy to do?
Not disown his family and be so public about it. The thing is that it's like you're happy about it. Like, you
He's in
know
love
what I
with his,
mean?
he's in love with his new wife. What's the problem?
No, this has been going on for a while. I don't think it's new. I don't
And
know.
now it's all coming out. Now that's all.
It's all coming out. It's all
It's all
coming.
coming out. It's the neighbor. It's the neighbor ish. It's what
He
we
is
go
the
through.
neighbor. He is the neighbor, and he's the neighbor with the hard R. Okay, because he is very ignorant in everything that he just did, and I think you could do better, Brian. You could have given us better than what you did. So
Boy, he's showing this wife nothing but love on his Instagram page. Boy, every other picture of this woman.
yeah.
But put a number one chat room if you still go. If Brian McKnight's in your town, put a number one in chat room if you will attend a
Why?
Brian.
Who wants to see you? Like, what are you even saying anyway? Like,
Put a number
nothing.
one chat room if you would go see a Brian McKnight concert, a future concert in your town. Give me a number one. I'll go see him.
I'm sure you will. Why wouldn't you? I wouldn't, though. Don't ask me to go. I
So
don't. What do I want to?
after hearing this story, you're not gonna go see a Brian McKnight concert.
No,
Are you
no, I don't
serious
care
right
to
now?
see you. I don't care to see. What am I look like? Why am I going to see you?
You know what they always say about these artists? What does the music got to do with the person?
Because I want to be sitting up there cheering you on, like, oh, Michael, like, this song is so great. When you're sitting here disowning your whole family and calling
He's
them
not disowning his own. He has a family.
you.
What are you talking? He
You're
has an
just
everyday family.
nah. Go back and fix things up with Michael Bryan McKnight Jr. the first.
Really?
And your other daughter, I think her name is Brianna. I'm sorry, girl. I don't feel like going back in to do a deep dive to look up your name, but give them the respect that they deserve. And I think he has another one. I think they have like 3 kids. Like you had a whole life. So like what is so and if up until a few years ago you guys were cool, just try to make it. I mean, you don't have to do what you don't want to do, but I just feel like if you want to deal in this society that we're in now, and you bringing it to this because you didn't have to say anything. So you obviously care about your image and how you're being perceived because you decided to make a whole video about it, fact checking and making sure that everybody knows what's really going on. So you obviously care about it, but only enough to make you look like you're in a good light. He even said in there, those kids, I don't deal with them.
Shout out to my man Harold Green in the building. God bless you. But see, let me ask you a question.
But then you want me to pay $65 to see you standing on stage talking about I'm starting back at 1 and I love you and all this other stuff when you don't love anybody, sir, but yourself.
All right, so Cindy, let me ask you this question. Do you know anybody in your life or anybody that's passed through your life that is good folks, good people, but they don't acknowledge a kid or two for whatever reason, but they're good to you and they're good people. So you ever ran into somebody like that, Cindy? Exactly.
What?
We've all known somebody, even if we didn't know, that don't have any acknowledgement or a terrible relationship with their grown ass kids, never did anything to us. They're cool people with us, but we never discarded them.
Yes,
We
but
all know somebody that has problems or issues with their children.
yeah, I do.
Even to this
I'm going through it
extreme.
now. I'm estranged from my dad,
All
but
right.
if
But Cindy, hold on. Stop right there. You estranged from your dad, right? And thanks for sharing your honesty and your transparency, right?
you're welcome.
So does that mean I cut you off because you and your father don't have a relationship, or I don't want to support CDJ? No. This is what I'm saying. We all go through this. So people are going to go see Brian McKnight, all his messes out in the streets. It's a very interesting subject to talk about and what he's going through because a lot
No.
of times we
See,
only know
Shawn,
the singer.
it's different.
What's different, Cindy? You don't talk to your father. He don't talk to his daughter.
But that
I'm
doesn't
still
have to.
talking to you. What's the difference?
But that doesn't have to do with what I do, like on the show or with the audience, right? His music is like nobody wants to support somebody, and me and my dad aren't like verbally. I'm sure if I was going online and saying disparaging things about my dad, that might, some people in the audience might feel a certain way about that. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like since his music is about love and loving someone, there's just like a disconnect there because he's publicly like disowning his family. I don't know. For me, it's just a little bit of a disconnect. Just like the R. Kelly thing. Like, it's a disconnect. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you talk about bump and grind when I know that you was over here bumping and grinding with young girls, like, and young boys and everybody. You was moving, you was doing anything that was moving, R. Kelly, okay? So I
Cindy,
just don't want to, it's a disconnect. I'm sorry.
Cindy,
Because you feel personal to these people.
Cindy, let me just say this, okay? And God bless you.
I'm weak.
What's today's date? Today is the 15th. So the 19th, he's in California performing. On the 20th, he's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right? On the 26th, he's in San Antonio, Texas. On the 28th, he's in Dallas, Texas. On June the 9th, he's in Orlando, Florida. Should I go on? He's in Atlanta, June the 10th. He's in Las Vegas, June 17th. He's in
Okay, so let's
California.
see if he's
You
selling
think
it
that,
out.
CDJ, you think that this, because he ain't speaking to these crazy ass kids, you think this gonna stop the movement?
They said they like those glasses, Unc.
Thank you. Because Lord knows I need him because I can't see nothing.
You couldn't
But
see those dates without him?
can't see them dates without. City.
Is he selling out those shows though? Is he like doing good numbers? I bet
I
you they're
don't
probably
know.
gonna go.
I don't know, but City, he's working. They
I
gonna
mean,
come out and see him. This is what I'm saying.
they are. Well, he ain't gonna get $1 out of me.
So City, let me ask you this.
You
So
gonna have to
every singer,
start back at one with that.
because City,
I don't buy no music anyway. I download it off of.
City, I don't know, boy. Your moral compass with these entertainers is, man, it's high. It's very high expectations. So any singer that goes through anything personal with their families, you're just gonna discard them. R. Kelly, that makes a lot of sense, yes, because of his charges, of course. But this City, you're not, because he's not speaking to these kids. You're not
And
gonna go
Jonathan
see.
Majors.
You're not gonna go see Brian McKnight. Are you out of your mind?
Sean,
He don't
it's
like these kids, City. He don't like his kids. That don't mean that he's not a great. He don't like this. Put a number in chat room. You don't like your kids. There's one of my kids I don't like. I don't like this little neighbor. I don't like this little neighbor. But y'all still listen to the show? This one of my kids I don't like. I don't like him.
Sean, stop.
I don't like him. Okay? That doesn't make me a bad person. Is Brian McKnight a bad person? Really?
No, it's the way that he went about handling it that I think is
So,
giving
but the way
everybody the
you make it
problem.
seem like you're ready to cancel this neighbor.
Cancel him.
So we should cancel Brian McKnight.
I think so.
Really? Put it on one chat room and we should. Oh my God. Put it on one in the chat room. Put it on one chat room and we should cancel Brian McKnight. Out, like, off the universe, off the grid, no more work, no more nothing. Let's cancel.
I mean, what is he really made anyway? What's he touring? What's he singing?
Well, you want to go to the hits? I gotta put the Unk glasses
What,
back
the
on.
hits from 15, 20 years ago? I don't want to
City,
see that.
City, let me just share this with you. The Rolling Stones, you ever heard of the group, the Rolling Stones? Of course you have. These guys are 80 and 90 years old. Recently, one of them died. The drummer died. He died on stage, and he didn't even know he died on stage. He kept performing. And City, they're one of the #1 touring bands in the world. And their songs are over 50 years old. That means nothing as far as the song itself. Look at New Edition. They just finished touring. They was damn near selling out arenas, and that songs are 30 years, 40 years old. What are we talking about? So Brian McKnight, who just sings nothing but old school songs, you're saying to me that he can't work because he has a disconnect with these crazy ass kids?
I mean, when you're an entertainer, you work for the public. Okay? So keep being messy with your kids you have or don't have, and the public will tell you how they feel about it. Do I think it's justified? Yes. Because I don't want to support somebody that has an evil spirit.
So because he has no relationship with his.
Why do I want you to flourish? Why do I want you to have more money so you can give it to the kids that you don't care to give it to your new kids? You don't want to give it to the old set of kids. No.
Do me a favor, real quick. I know you use the word dive deep. I want you to dive deep. Put a pause in it. Well, how old are these kids?
They're old. They're like in their 30s.
So, wait a minute. So these are grown ass people.
Yeah, these are grown ass kids.
So these are not kids that like 5, 6. Like they're not. So what are we talking about?
They're adults. They got their own kids.
So what's the problem? So they not talking to their father. These are grown ass people that could go on with their grown ass lives.
Oh,
what's the problem?
But it's still like.
Still what? I can see if these kids.
Feelings. Just because you're grown, that means you can't have feelings.
City, I could see if these kids, like I could see if the kids were 5, 3, 1, and he left. You know what I'm saying? And then started the new family with the new wife. Then I'm like, whoa, Brian, like, I mean, nah, these kids are only 6 years old. Like, what are you doing? You talking about some kids, adults that are in their 30s that probably smoke Newports. Let me tell you something. Brian McKnight, if you're in town and I'm available and my wife want to come out, we supporting you, bro.
How you gonna speak for Tanya? She probably don't like what's going on either.
She got
Tanya's
love for Brian McKnight. Ladies, all right, let's go. Ladies, put a number one chat room. If Brian McKnight is in town, would you go see?
I'm gonna text Tanya and ask her if she's been seeing what's been going on with Brian McKnight.
Put
And
a
she'll
number one
probably be
chat room if
like,
you're gonna go see Brian McKnight. Give me a number. Give me three number ones. Cindy, are you gonna go see Brian McKnight?
no.
Okay.
Give me 17 number twos. Not gonna go see his ass to see what? And just be like, wow, he just gave a really great performance. He's so great. I'm not gonna say that about Brian McKnight. You're crazy. You're
I'm going
crazy
to
and
see Brian McKnight. Listen, okay, there's some moral issues here, but is he committing a crime, City? Is that a crime? It's not even a commit a crime. These kids are in their I'm sorry, not kids. These adults are in their 30s. Okay? First of all, Brian McKnight Jr., you should be ashamed of yourself because he ain't acknowledging the other Brian McKnight Jr. Go on with your life, sir. And to the daughter, go on with your life. Okay, there's a problem here with your father, with all of you. I do sympathize with what's going on here. But Brian McKnight shouldn't stop working. He shouldn't be part of the cancel culture.
yeah.
He don't like his kids. His kids don't like him. The baby mother, the ex-wife is on the beach with palm trees and a little soft music, talking about she good. Then let's let that be. And if you go on Brian McKnight's page right now, he got nothing to show but nothing but love to that wife.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see
And the
how it goes.
interracial part has nothing to do with it. The man is in love with a woman. You can be in love with a man. It doesn't matter. The feelings are still the same. He loves this wife of his, and that's what he's doing. Maybe he might have a second chance at life. You never know what's going on with people. Brian McKnight could have tripped and fell in the tub and almost drowned.
No,
And
people
that woman probably saved his life, and he has a whole new perspective. Like, I tell you what, before we move on, Sydney, let me just say this. The baseball player, Darryl Strawberry, you remember this guy?
Mhm.
Cokehead, dopehead, alcoholic, and all that. But Cindy, this guy now is like a man of God, Cindy J. Like, he travels the country, everything is God, everything is religion. That's his whole life now. And that works for him. He might have took his past his past as a reference point, but he's not hanging out with these guys and maybe the kids. I'm just speculating about kids. Maybe he's just not a part of that life no more. And he's moved on. Same thing with Brian McKnight. He moved on. He moved on. These kids in their 30s and 40s, these old ass kids, he just moved on and got him a new family. And they mad because he posted on social media the wife and the music in the background and the fly ass pictures that they post. And he has a beautiful woman for a wife. And he got all these babies. Let him rock. Let him live.
Okay. Live,
You
Brian.
are mad. You are mad. You and all the others are mad for whatever reason. Well, he can't work no more. But that's between you and your God. But this guy should work. And what are they saying in the chat room? Are they saying they're going to go see Brian McKnight, CJ?
Let me see what they're saying, because they say a lot in here. Let me go from the bottom. Randy Montgomery said Darryl Strawberry has been to hell and back. God bless him.
Right.
Oh, look at Leonard Roy in the chat room. He said, ladies, I will go to a Brian McKnight concert because I love his music and it will be hella single women there. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Let me see. Prentice Cox, he said, who the hell goes to see Brian McKnight anyway? Boring. On the radio? Yes. Go to see? Hell no. Exactly. Ain't nobody want to see him anyway.
But
Shamika Love said, pick your battles, people. Because she said people are still stepping to R. Kelly music. She said, F out of here with that. Thank you, girl.
So what is she saying? She's saying she's not gonna go see Brian McKnight?
I don't think so. I don't think Shamika's gonna go see him.
Put a number one chat room if you're gonna go see Brian McKnight. Put a number two. He's not. Leonard Roy is
Shout out to
actually.
my girl Flora Angel. She said, "Hell no, she's not gonna see Brian McKnight." Thank you, girl. Yes, we are not going. If we got tickets, no. I would take the tickets and sell them. That's what I
The
would do.
only the
Let
only
me get my coin.
the only person with the voice of reason in this whole situation is Leonard Roy.
Oh my God.
And I tell you why. He will go see him because he know there's going to be a bunch of single women there. Which I led off with this conversation before we move on. Women are going to go see Brian McKnight. It's almost tribal, like it's almost the Jim Jones theory without the punch. The women
I
are
mean, yes, there's gonna be people that still go see him because there's always people doing the opposite. Just like a woman bailed out R. Kelly, wanted to bail him out of jail. Like, of course that's gonna happen. But I don't think he's gonna get the same, I don't think people are gonna have the same respect for him. I mean, and in the grand scheme of things, what does that really matter, right? He's a multimillionaire. But um, your peers might have a different respect for you too. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Maybe people won't want to work with him or have him co-writing for them because
oh my God.
they feel some type of way. We don't know. I don't know these people. I can't ask them. But if we
City.
have opinion about it, I'm sure other people in your own industry have an opinion about it, especially the ones that really care for their families. I feel like as a parent, you should always strive to do everything you can to do things, right by your kids. And if you can't, definitely don't go praising other kids like they've never even existed. There's no need for that. Why do that? That's just reopening the wound daily. Like, what is the point of that, Brian?
City. Every man has a place in his heart. There's a space.
There ain't
And
no
the wo-
space in Brian's. It's a black
and
hole for them kids.
and the world is a fantasy. Cindy, sometimes you live in a fantasy world. It's not a perfect world. You sometimes when you talk, I hear Betty Rubble.
Betty Rubble.
Or the Flintstones. Like you on some Jetson ish. Like, let's get real.
Oh God. I
These
am being
artists, though, these
real.
artists are going to continue to work with him. Everything is status quo. I just read his work schedule. Nothing stops. Everything keeps pushing. And he got a little messy situation in his family, and he gonna keep it pushing. And them old ass kids are gonna keep it pushing. He loves these new kids, and people gonna go out and watch him perform. Leonard Roy's right. People go. If you're a single dude and you're looking for white meat, go to a Brian McKnight concert. You go and you want to see a wifey, auntie, grandma, sister, everybody gonna be in the building.
But ask yourself, what type of women are those that would
Wow.
support that? Maybe you
So
should
then
ask yourself that.
the women in the chat room just now, real time, Cindy J, that said that they will go to a Brian McKnight concert. You questioning their characteristics as well?
I'm giving you side eye girl.
Okay,
But
so
but do
your
what you want
beloved,
to do.
so your
Who
beloved.
am I? Who am I? Who am I? Right? Who
All
am
right, so
I?
see, check this
Who?
out. So your beloved LaShawn Haynes Jones in the chat room says she would go see Brian McKnight. Hold on, hear me out. This is a woman. This is a
That's
woman
what
that when you
LaShawn said.
hold on.
Let me
This is
go
a
look in
woman.
the comments.
Hold on a second. This is a woman when your ass was homeless in Atlantic City. When we went down there, you didn't even have a wristband. This is a woman that gave her her presidential suite in Atlantic City. I was there. But so you gonna judge her character too? This is a woman that broke her bread with you in Atlantic City.
LaShawn, you still listening to R. Kelly? You stepping in the
And,
name of
and you
love
know what?
too?
And I was in Atlantic City on another occasion doing a comedy show. LaShawn Haynes Jones was there, and I was like, man, I got to go back home. I got no place to stay. I got to go back. And she said, Shawn, I got 3 other hotels and other rooms. If you want to stay in any one of these rooms at any one of these different hotels, just let me know. So if she go to a Brian McKnight concert, I have to question this woman's character. And now, see, I'm gonna give you the floor. No, I'm gonna give you the floor right now to clean this up. LaShawn Haynes Jones is listening right now. Everybody, quiet. We're gonna give Cindy the floor right now to address LaShawn Haynes Jones. Go ahead, CJ.
Hey, LaShawn. Hey, girl. Hey. All I'm saying is, if we were in a car together, I would want to be the one picking the music. That's all I'm going to say about that.
All right, let's move on. Put a number one in chat room if you're enjoying the show this morning. Put a number two if you're not. Shout out to Brian McKnight out here in these streets. Do your thing, bro. I'm a big fan of yours, and I'm gonna continue to support. All right, Cindy, what else you got?
Yes, I think I'm going to. I mean, there has been so much going on, you guys. But one thing, I'm gonna give something that just happened in the news recently. The FDA is actually, well, it's saying that they're relaxing the because if anybody knows, and I don't even know if Lydia's still in there, but and me and Shawn have talked about our experience donating blood. But when you donate blood, they give you like a list of like questions and things that are going that you can't do, that you have to like answer them like yes or no if you've like done all these things. And one of the questions is about gay men and if they've donated blood, or I don't know, something about gay men can't donate blood. And I kind of felt, when I first seen that question when I donated for the first time, I was like, what is going on? Why is that even a factor? But the donor educator let me know that they don't like to promote it, but it's just basically from one of those archaic laws that gay people were giving people HIV. And I'm very surprised that it was still on the books. However, it is saying that the FDA is relaxing the longtime ban on blood donations from gay and bisexual men. The gay and bisexual men, however, only those in monogamous relationships can now donate blood in the US without having to abstain from sex. Instead, the FDA will now request all potential donors share details of their recent sexual history in a form. That's regardless of sexual orientation, sex, or gender. Among those questions will be whether a person has had any anal sex in the last 3 months, and if they have had sex with new or multiple partners in that same time frame. However, several bans will remain in place for those with new or multiple sexual partners, or those that have participated in any anal sex activity within the last 3 months. The ban has similarly extended to those prescribed oral PrEP to avoid HIV. Meanwhile, shortages in blood supply and new donations have prompted the FDA to revise their guidelines deemed discriminatory by critics. Blood donations declined during and after the pandemic because there were fewer blood drives at schools and offices. The FDA said the new adjustments to the screening policy remain in line with rules in the UK or Canada, in Canada. So that's going into effect. And I think it's kind of a good thing, but I think that they should just stick with because it seems like, they're trying to stop the spread of disease, but you're basically putting the burden on one group and their sexual orientation when there are straight people doing just as much of that and other stuff. So I guess good on the FDA, but just take it away altogether and just focus on people's sexual partners if that's what you really want to focus on.
First of all, I want to say it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right, without a doubt. Tracy Ray's in the chat room, one of the official unks. We appreciate you, bro. I'm going to say this. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Gay folks been. I'm gonna give you some shocking news, guys. Gay folks been donating blood for years.
Right. That's why I said, I was like, how do you know that? And is it, and in today's world, it is a little off-putting. It's like discriminatory. It is. You said no, you can't do that, but you want to save people's lives.
Now, which is a contradiction. Now, y'all know how I feel. I'm super ultra liberal from the Bronx, New York. I love my gay folks. I attended 3 gay parades. I attended more gay parades than Cindy J.
Oh my God.
But this is, I think it's almost actually breaking the law to discriminate against gay folks that are responsible, that have clean blood, and to save someone else's life. There's a lot of you folks in the chat room, or heterosexual folks, that don't even want to give blood, period. But guess what? If you out there in these streets and you leaking, and something happened to somebody out there and your body's leaking blood, they got to get the blood from somewhere to save your punk ass. And I don't think that while you need a blood transfusion, I don't think that no one in this chat room would be against the fact of a gay man giving you clean blood to save your life.
Word.
Because if my body was leaking with the leaky leak, the blood coming out, and these people said to me, we gonna save your life. We got some blood. It's from Roger. He's gay. I'm gonna say, let me get Roger's blood.
Give it to me.
Give it to me. Well, would that mean I have gay blood? Sure. But guess what? It saved my life. These laws are medieval.
Word.
I'm going to say this. They are guys. I mean, I'm telling you this. Let's jump into the 2023. There are responsible gay folks in this world. I hate that. I know a lot of folks are like, no, Shawn. Yes, there are. Is there a lot of rectal activity? Sure. And gay guys who are donating blood, they probably had gay sex 5 minutes before they donated the blood. So let's knock off the whole 3-month thing. Gay guys, especially in their prime, boy, they love to have that sex. And we know that.
I'm weak.
But there's no one in this chat room that could tell me that if you needed a life-saving blood transfusion, and even if you knew that it came from a gay person, you're going to accept the blood because you want to live. And that's the facts. There's no one, okay, I'm going to just keep it on myself. I'm not going to refuse a healthy gay man's blood to die. I'm just going to put it out there like that. And some of us need to fast track to that reality.
Yeah.
Black folks don't donate. We already know this. Lydia George can prove it. We already know black folks, regular black folks, don't even want to donate blood. But we're the most ethnic group that gets shot the most, that need the blood. Guess where the blood's coming from? It's coming from elderly white women. Cindy could back me up on that. It's coming from elderly white women and Asian women and grandmas. That's who's saving the whole world.
I know. It's so sad. I wish.
So you can't be mad and go, oh, I don't want no gay blood. You're not even donating blood for whatever reasons. And that's fine for you. But if you need a blood transfusion, where do you think they're getting it from? Yeah. Shout out, and I'm gonna yield my time back to Cindy. Shout out to these gay folks who's having gay sex.
I know who are actually showing up, even knowing that they're getting discriminated against, and actually have to, because they actually have to see that information, take it in, and then be like, no. They have to lie every time to save y'all punk asses.
Right, and you know what, Cindy? And even though that's funny, it's not.
Yeah.
And even though you're putting it in a funny way, but it's not. Imagine you're a gay person and you want to donate blood. You know that you're healthy. I could see if you HIV positive. That's another thing. And when you donate blood, they're going to screen it for HIV anyway.
Yeah, they do all types of tests before they do it anyway. It's not like
they're going to test the blood anyway before they put it out in the general public. Hello. But how does a gay folks feel that they want to donate blood to save lives and they got to go there and lie? Not only that, they can't come in there gay. You know how hard it is for a gay man to act straight for 5 minutes? When they walk in there, they be like, I just want my name's Jermaine. They can't even come in there like that. They gotta be like this. I'm Jermaine. You know what type of pressure that is? Gay folks, now you can come in and be gay as hell.
For the
Let's clap.
ones that are like that, not every gay person presents like that.
To all my Jermaines in them, oh happy day. You ain't got to come in there. You could come in there just like that. Where did I do that? You can come in there like that now.
I'm weak.
So think about this. Think about this. Black folks, and Cindy could back me up. And I don't mean to, keep talking about this. Black folks don't want to donate blood. Gay folks want to donate blood more than black folks. So, all right, I'm gonna ask you this question. Put a number one in the chat room if you would accept blood from a gay person if you needed a blood transfusion. Cindy, give me 17 number ones. Put a number two in the chat room if you refuse gay blood and die. I'm taking Jermaine's blood. I mean, after the transfusion, I might come out like that. My name is Shawn. Good morning, everybody. This is where you get your body started, right? But at least I'll still be alive.
My God. I can't with you, Shawn.
Thanks for that story, Cindy J.
Yeah, I mean, when the government is being productive, I'm always going to applaud them. So shout out to whoever in the FDA thought that finally enough was enough. The rest of y'all continue to get your ish together.
See, and nobody put number one chat room. You're gonna accept gay blood. Was they saying anything, Cindy?
Some of them in there with their little side faces talking about if it's clean, if they do what they supposed to do. I see some of y'all.
Some of you people,
but I think a lot of them would take it.
Listen, some of you people, you talking about the criterias of a gay folks. I'm not talking about the people in the chat room. I'm saying in general, some of y'all walking around, I don't want your diabetic ass blood. I don't want your hypertension blood.
Word.
I don't want all your sugary blood. I'd rather take blood from a healthy 25-year-old gay guy that loves anal sex. There's some 600-pound black person that's sitting in the house shoving ice cream in they freaking mouth and farting all day.
I don't want blood from nobody who's over there disowning their kids. How about they put that in there? I don't want blood from Brian McKnight.
I'll take this neighbor's blood right here any day.
Stop.
My name is Tom Ash. What arm do you want?
I'll take their blood. That's
put a number one chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number two if you're not. We're gonna talk some sports in a minute before we leave. Cindy, what else you got? I hope everybody's enjoying the show. We truly appreciate you. Like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team, all media, with the beloved Queen Cindy J. What else you got, Cindy? Before we get out of here.
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I have a thing at 9.
Okay. Guys, we appreciate you got what, Cindy?
Did you want to say something about sports? What did you want to say?
Oh, Cindy, yesterday the Colorado Rockies played. I can't remember who they played, but Cindy, the pitcher. You might want to look it up real quick before we leave. Cindy, the pitcher got hit with the ball in his head.
What?
You know, he threw the ball, and the batter hit the ball, and the ball ricocheted off his head, and he fell on the mound.
Who, the batter?
This was just the pitcher. The pitcher threw the ball to the batter. The batter hit the ball, and the line drive hit the pitcher in the forehead, and this guy collapsed. I thought this guy was dead.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, his name is Ryan Feltner. He suffered a skull fracture after getting hit in the head by a line drive, just like you said, Shawn. He was injured Saturday night and was discharged from Swedish Medical Center on Sunday. He thankfully will not need surgery. Overall, he's fine, said Colorado manager Bud Black. He said, I think the feeling is that it could have been worse. Feltner was put on a 15-day injured list. When asked whether the 26-year-old right-hander will be out for days, weeks, or months, Black said probably on the longer end of that. Feltner was hurt in the second inning when Castellanos hit a slider 92.7 mile per hour back at the mound. The ball hit Feltner on the back right side of his head, and he fell to the ground. He laid on his stomach as two members of the Rockies staff aided him. He was able to get on his feet and walked off the field with the assistance of two trainers. Black said Feltner was still fairly lucid and was texting with his teammates, his parents, team, and medical staff on Saturday. Black said he thinks Feltner will be back with the team on Monday or Tuesday. He just needs time to let the fractures heal and the concussion to diminish. From that point on, everything should be looking up. That must have been crazy to see. Did you see it live?
No, well, I saw it on the news. I didn't see it live. I saw it on the news, and it was a horrific, something very horrific to look at. But see, this is where it comes into play that some of us really do have hard heads.
Well, the skull is a very hard thing. So, I mean, and rightfully so, right? Because we fall a lot on it and stuff.
Cindy, before we leave, do you consider yourself having a hard head? I mean, just physically, not literally. Like, is your head hard, Pause? Because I don't think I have a soft head. I think because I'm getting older, everything is starting to get soft, Pause. I don't think I have a hard head. You think you have a hard head?
I think I kind of do, but I've never hit my head. I've never had something hit my head. My mom said when I was a baby, they had a chandelier and one of my cousins threw me up too high and I hit my head on it. But other than that, that I can remember, I've never injured my head. So I don't really know how much it could take, but I would imagine it is hard. If you ask my mom if my head is hard, she will say yes.
Put a number 1 in the chat room if you have a hard head physically. Put a number 2 if you don't. Give me a number 2. I got a soft head, Pause. See, so you think we have a hard head?
Yeah, I think, I think it could probably take a 92 mile per hour. Those, I don't even know how they pitch that fast. That is amazing. If I pitched a ball, it would probably be 3 miles an hour.
You know that. If I pitch the ball, my whole shoulder's gonna fall off. All right, guys.
I don't know, and that's so funny to me because I can see it.
Right. Tomorrow I'll come in like this. Welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get. What happened to your shoulder and your arm? I threw a baseball. And F you. Let's continue on with the show. All right, guys. We truly appreciate it. Put number 1 chat room if you have a hard head. Put a number 2 if you don't. Cindy, we're going to give you the last words. We truly appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us this morning. Like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. We're going to play some music in a minute. Cindy, what you got?
Yeah, and the Colorado Rockies, they won. They won yesterday, 0-4. So that was really good for them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine. What you got for these folks, Cindy?
Like a saying. I just, we're going to start off the week with Monday.
All right, forget it. Guys, God bless you. We're going to play some music. We are out of here. Let's see if this works.
Bye. Make sure you share the show.
Yeah, share the show, guys.
Let everybody know we're back on. Tell all your friends.
Tell yourselves. Tell yourselves that we're back.
You can go and set a little alarm.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
You're listening to
we are
DJ Amar.
Bye.
See you guys.
You're listening to 103.5 FM.
There you go.
DJ Amar.
What's happening over there?
That's what we listen to. All right, guys. Cindy, way back. See you guys. Whatever.